Good morning, everyone. It is 5:30 a.m. It is 5/7/2021. That would be May 7th, 2021, the year after the worst year ever. Let's try to make it better this year. So maybe I'm choosing low hanging fruit. Uh, I haven't been. Oh, I was supposed to. I haven't been involved with the local news agencies for quite a while. I've been for reasons that are obviously when the follows my newly budding channel. But anyway, so as I'm digging in, wanting to become more of a local figure, uh, action group, voice, boy, journalism has taken a fucking dive, not only nationally, in this town. Now, it's not necessarily the stories they're covering, it's the manner in which they're covering. But I can tear apart. So I've got the spokesman review here. I did pay for a digital version just so I had some meat to chew on every day. Let's get my big fucking head out of the way. All right. So if you can read here, about a lie. Author dissects the tale of murdered Washington missionaries Marcus and Narcissa Whitman. So there's a few things I have a problem with here. First of all, if you have been paying to my videos, if you look back, I already covered this shit. Anyways, I'm always ahead of the curve. It's the manner in which they're covering it. The reason they're covering this right now is because, look, right from memory, Billy Frank Jr., a oh Neskil, a West Coast Native American tribe member who's been a very an advocate, an activist for his people, for his tribe, Nesku tribe, for years, fighting for salmon rights, for all these traditionally Native American causes. Which hey, he did a real good job. He recently, I think he passed away recently, and they want to replace the Whitman statue with the Billy Frank Jr. Billy Frank Jr. Statue, which I don't mind getting rid of Whitman, which I've already said. I already said back then. I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with it. See, why? Why is this great Native American representing a bunch of white people in Washington D.C.? I don't know that, but I talked to a couple of natives. Nah, they're back and forth. So if Native Americans are okay with one of their great activists, one of their great protectors of the land, representing a bunch of us white motherfuckers here in Washington D.C., okay, I would think it was strange if I was fighting. Let's say I'm not like it. Let's say I was trying to get the salmon runs closed, the culverts smaller, and take away some of the native lands reservations. Let's say I was all about closing casinos and things like that. I would think it was odd if after battling for those causes for so many years, that the natives would go, let's build a statue of Cameron and put it in our capital. Billy Frank Jr. has been fighting against Washington white man for 30, 40 years. Now, some white people were on his side, rightly so, but it still doesn't change the fact that he's been fighting for his tribe's interests, the American natives' interests, against the white man, the Washington State white man. Why we would put up? I mean, I respect him. I'm not saying he's an enemy per se. It just seems strange to me. Does anybody else get that? But anyways, I digress. So that's what this is really about. But these woke, passive-aggressive people don't like to play fair. They don't like to speak their mind as their mind works, because then they'd be mean and. But so They want you to know how big a piece of shit the Whitmans were. They were kind of shitty. They weren't very. The article isn't wrong. Let's say that the article isn't wrong. I don't care for how he goes about explaining some things. The way he never mentions certain things. It's obvious. He never tells the actual story. They just refer to the untrue story because they don't want to glorify Whitman at all. That's so unsophisticated. That's so childish the way it's written. They really are. These these journalists are just children with jobs. That's all they are. Children with jobs. And good for them. Yeah. For us in the Pacific Zone, we simply do not want to not believe this. It took me all of 10 minutes to figure out who this Whitman guy really was when I covered this before. 10 minutes. It's not hard to find. It's pretty easy to find out that Whitman was a horrible missionary. Natives couldn't stand the motherfucker. They thought he murdered their tribe because of smallpox. So that's why they hacked him up because they're pretty sure they said he's the worst medicine man ever. Right? He was not liked by I don't know about all that British. Yes, we were trying to colonize, popularize the West so that European powers didn't take over. Yeah, we all know that. That's not a mystery. I don't know what the story is about Whitman. I was born and raised in Spokane. We got Whitman College here. All right. He was some dude that got chopped up by natives. Take him down. Now, I'm not into name changing of institutions. I think Whitman College should stay Whitman College because Whitman College has a life and a name of its own. But if you want to take some white dude statue down in Washington, D.C., who was kind of a schmuck, here's an issue that we need to talk about. Rainier Mountain, or Mount Rainier. I'm absolutely for not renaming it, unnaming it, and giving it its native name of Mount Tacoma. That makes all the sense in the world, especially since Peter Rainier was just the fucking buddy of some fucking explorer who fucking got here first with Pete, Fred, John. That's how they named most of them. I don't know. Whatever. No problem there. I think Mount Tacoma, or however you pronounce the actual original name of that mountain, is a good thing. An absolutely good thing. I'd probably stop there. But I don't know. Maybe not Mount Hood. I don't know who that fucking dude is. Mount St. Helens. St. Helen was a halfway good person, so maybe we should keep a couple white ones, but let the surrounding native areas have a few back and compromise, give and take. I'm all about that. And we need to with our native fellow American and neighbors. Anyways, so that's the quick kick today. Journalists are trash. They're kids with jobs. They're not very sophisticated. If you want to read this article, here, I'll do it real slow. If you want to read the article, watch. Want to read the article. So here I'm going really slowly here. Just hit fucking pause. Sorry. It's early. All right. So there's a marker. Read. So, can you read it backwards though? That's Robin Williams. All right, everyone. That's the quick hit this morning. It only took 10 minutes, I think. I hit record. We're all good. It's a good day today. Check out the ones you will love. Check out them often. Resist COVID thinking. Cancel culture. Don't defund the police. Reform them. It's the unions, dummy.